you trust me, it's all I'm looking for. Just you and me. We are the ones. We are the children. We are the ones who make a better day. So let's start giving. Just make it. We're singing our life. Just to make a better day. Just you and me. Trust in making, we sing our lives. It's true to make a day, it's you and me. Come on, we are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start this. Let's just make it. Sing our lives. It's true to make a brighter day. Just you and me. Yeah. We are the world. We are the children. We're the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving. So let's give. There's a choice to make. We're singing our lives. It's true to make a brighter day. We are the ones. We are the children. We are the ones to make a brighter day. So let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're singing our life. It's true to make a better day. Just you and me. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones to make a better day. Let's start giving. There's a choice we're making. We're singing our life. It's true to make a better day. Just you and me. We are the ones. We are the children. We are the ones to make a better day. So let's start Yes, welcome, and good evening. Good evening to this, the SRS Lonely Heart Show, radio and social media edition. I was just caught up there in the adrenaline rush that usually accompanies listening to that song, We Are the World. It is like alcohol to my soul. It penetrates me. When I listen to that song, the melody, the symphony,
the arrangement, the end result, the end product of that song, just, I feel ecstatic, I feel embraced, I feel hugged, I feel romanticized. It's like an orgasm of music. It's lovely, it's lovely. I'm Professor Love, and welcome to this edition of the show. It is a pleasure for me to be here with you this evening. And I'm sure that you are recuperating from whatever it is that you had to face over the past few hours. The breaking of the day, Monday, which is the 17th day of the month of June. We are the second half of the year, the second half of the Gregorian calendar year, but we are the third month of the ancient year. The ancient year consists of 13 months, but the so-called modern era that we are living in since the introduction of the Catholic Church, or the Roman Catholic Church, or the Vatican, we are now reduced to 12 months. That is us, the inhabitants of the planet. But the ones that rules over us, they enjoy the 13-month calendar year, while the rest of us who are seen as cattle, we obviously are subjected to 12 months. Nonetheless, I have a packed schedule tonight, and there are things I want to talk about that, I repeat, some people may find offensive. There are some who may be uncomfortable with what I intend on speaking on tonight. It is not in your comfort zone. It is not your familiar territory. And I offer, presumptuously, I offer zero apology. Like I've always said, I speak truth to facts. I'm not here to entice you. I'm not here to get you sexually aroused. I'm not here to please your listening. I'm not here to seek viewers on my social media platform. I'm not here to seek likes or shares. I'm least interested in social media popularity. I'm least interested in that. I'm not feeding off that. It does not determine the level of my motivation and the level of my commitment to what I do. I'm on this platform. I'm on this field of professional career-wise for a number of years. Long before Facebook, long before TikTok, long before Instagram, long before these short-lived, futuristically short-lived platforms. And I will be here long after they will have been dissolved. Why? Because what I have to talk about, it is important to the human agenda. And I've said before that a lot of the things that we shy away from these issues, these topics, because we want to follow the crowd. We want to follow the crowd as to what's trending, as to what's socially acceptable in this mainstream society. But at the end of the day, we agonize, we hurt, we squeeze ourselves into this very tiny place that we call privacy. And we beg for someone to have the balls to step up and host these issues on a public platform so that we can now identify ourselves with these issues. We can say, well, I like what this guy is saying. I don't have the balls to say it. I'm not that courageous because I'm concerned about what people may think and say of me. So I have to pretend to go with what's the public flow. But if it's up to me, if I have a choice, I will embrace what Professor Love is saying and has been saying for the longest while. Let me digress to get this off my chest. I'm exhausted with the sentiment that is accompanied, the verbal sentiment, not emotional, verbal sentiment that is accompanied, that has accompanied what men have been saying for the longest while. And I want to make reference to yesterday. On the calendar, yesterday is marked as the day where you recognize and honor men who have assumed the role of fatherhood by virtue of biologically taking that position. In other words, they had sex, a woman got pregnant, bear a child, that man became a father as a result of that. So just like the other days, Mother's Day, they recognize fathers too. Father's Day. Now, I can get back to that. I can't deal with the historical relationship with this day to historical spiritual figures or characters, because nothing that happens under the sun is new. Nothing. Father's Day is associated with a deity that go all the way back to the Egyptian time, ancient Egypt. And every culture after then have adopted such practices because it suits, and they have now learned that, hey, this culture has benefited from observing this particular way of life. So let us take the good from this culture and make it a part of our culture. We can change a few things, and so that is what has happened. Every culture, every era, different civilizations have borrowed from the Egyptians. So the modern time, the church adopted the Father's Day practice of observances in order way to create a sham to get the whole world to endorse it, to say, hey, this is about your father. So if it's about your father, then you would come together and say, hey, today we are going to collectively honor this day because of our father. But it did not begin like that. It was towards a deity, a God. And if we look at the modern time, modern day Christianity, that God would have been considered Satan, the devil, Lucifer, one of those fallen angels. But in the time when this was practiced, this God, to whom Father's Day is attributed to, not your father, not I, but his deity, was responsible for creation, the universe and the earth. So around this time, the month of June, he was honored, since his bride was honored the month before. He was on it. Now we call it, oh well, it's for your father. But let's deal with the modern day interpretation of that. The second thing I want to say is that the term fatherhood is not to be taken lightly. When you examine fatherhood, or just the simple word of father, it is a universal term, all inclusive, not specific towards somebody who just had sex, got a woman pregnant. So when you talk about a father, you're talking about somebody who holds a holy position, a position of divinity. Because to be a father, you have to be somebody who has created. And that should not be taken lightly. The root word of the word father is a Latin word pater. Pater. In the New Testament, we hear of Peter. They mean the same thing. And according to the Bible, Jesus said to Peter, upon this rock I shall build my church. Upon this rock, upon the Father, I am founding my kingdom. Fatherhood is representative of the male. So when Jesus said upon this rock, referring to Peter, which in the ancient times was pater with an A, they removed the A and put an E to throw people off track. Pater emerged from the word Abba. And the word Abba, also in Christianity we hear about Abba Father. Well, Abba Father simply means the same thing. But they tell you Abba means holy. But Abba is the same as Pater is the same as Father. So Abba means holy. Holy being. Holy person. Divinity. So when you use the term Abba or Father or Pater, you're referring to a divine being, a divine deity. So while human biological male who impregnate females are considered fathers, that was just recent. Before, the father was only the person who holds a priesthood. Like somebody from the church, somebody from a religious organization that has authority over the following or specific roles. They were considered fathers, not biological, not human that impregnate females. So when we come down to this point, where we have a day for the fathers that nobody gives a shit about, absolutely nobody gives a shit about it. You hear nothing. You see pockets of a little this and a little that and a little advertisement about, oh, buy this for your father. Thank your father. And with the introduction of social media, when it's the day, Father's Day, you see some post. Somebody remembered they had a father, they're posting a picture, making some stupid comment. And after that, that man, that individual, is forgotten. All they use is a few recycled words via text, via some Facebook post, and those very individuals who would share a text, share a picture of that man who is supposed to be holy and divine by designation. by design. They do not make contact with him on that day. They post some old picture because their friends are doing it. I don't know what the heck, let's just post this, and then after a few hours it goes in the feeds and it's off. But those same individuals does not associate any kind of value to those empty words they speak and share on that day, like yesterday. This is what I want to say. Now, I have biologically created many offsprings. I have. And I will say this. Yes, it says honor your father and your mother. But the most important individual in the family circle, the most important individual or person in the family circle is not your mother, is not you the kid, is the man who created you, your father. You call him daddy, you call him sperm donor, whatever you call him. He is the most important person, individual in that household, not mommy. We are emotionally tied to our mothers, emotionally. But the authority, the dominant force, the spiritual overshadowing, the spiritual protection does not come from mommy. It comes from daddy, father. The man is the most important being in that household. Regardless of where he is, the fact that you are here, the fact that you are here, male or female, it is because of the sperm that that man released in your mother's vagina. That's why you're here. It is because of that. And I go further. During the time your mom was ovulating, the eggs were coming down. One egg came down. Just one. But every time, while that egg lingers in that womb, uterus, for about a few days, while that one egg lingers there for a few days, waiting for life, waiting for electricity, waiting for a soul, that man who is now your father would have released every time he had sex with your mother, every time during those 3 days he had sex, he was releasing millions, hundreds of millions of sperm into her vagina. She released one egg, but he was releasing hundreds of millions of sperm. Not one sperm, hundreds of millions. And from the hundreds of millions, one gave you life. It only took one. All the rest was wasted. It only took one. That's why you're here. He released, I want to repeat this again. That man to whom yesterday that man that you only call and you only know when you are broke, when is your bloody birth anniversary, when you need some handout, that man that you only know exists when you need some fried chicken, you need to buy a new phone, when you want to beg for something, that man that you only know exists to use him, to play on his emotions, to take advantage of his sentiments and his love for you, that same man, every time he had sex with your mother while she was during her ovulation, he released hundreds of millions of sperm just so that you can be here. You ungrateful child can be here. So one had to do the job. Hundreds of millions of sperm. One had to do the job. Anyone could have done it. One did. That's why you're here. And you came, you think that you're doing him a favor? You think that you're doing your father a favor because you're here? You treat that man like trash? You show love to a total stranger, a man you just met. A man you just met. You give up your all. You blindly fall in love with him. You disrespect your own father who fucking creates you for some strange man that you're giving some pussy to. And you turn your back on your father. When that same man that you're giving some sex to has a birth anniversary, you go all your way out. You take loans, you borrow money just to get him a gift to show him that, oh my gosh, honey, I love you. But the man who injected hundreds of millions of sperm to make you treat like trash. You don't need him only when you need money. You're disrespectful to him. You make false accusations over him. You side with your mother, the ungrateful witch. You side with her to further bury your father. And then yesterday, you post some fake ass post on Facebook and TikTok pretending that you love your father. Ungrateful set of people. I've said it before. He should have pulled out or use a condom. But guess what? Your mother didn't want him to use a condom because the condom reduces the pleasure. Yeah, she wants the sex naturally. I don't want a condom. Fuck me just like that. And he take it for granted. And this is the results. Even if he was not there, even if he was not there, to continue to feed your ungrateful mother while she's screwing around with somebody else, the fact remains. The fact remains that he could have pulled out and you wouldn't be born. You wouldn't be here. You would not be here to make him feel worthless on these times like yesterday, on his birth anniversary. You know, they have something called the Day of the Man. I think it's later on in the year. Yeah, nobody gives a shit about that too. You hear nothing about that. Because men are not important. Only women and girls are important. That's the socializing that we are experiencing in the West. In the West, men are downgraded. No more importance. Your only importance as a man is to bring money for these ungrateful people. Keep giving them money. That's it. That's all you are worth. And when you can't give them money anymore, you get a bad name. He's a loser. You have any idea what you do to your fathers when you are this ungrateful? If your mother was a good woman, he would have been there. So when he walks away, has nothing to do with you. Why the hell are you taking this personal? Why are you taking on your mother's anger as if your father did something to you? Why would you want him to stick around to a woman that is ungrateful, that may have cheated on him, lied, abused, deceived, misused? For what? Just because he got her pregnant and get you? Or get you all? No. And I also, it wet need so. So why should you take on that for your mother and hate your father because of, I want to say because of your bitch ass mother, and I can say that. Knock some sense into your head. That is what I'm trying to do. Knock some sense into your head. Just knock it in. Slap yourself around and get some sense. Understand that if that man, if that father that you have, that holy man, because sperm is holy. Sperm is holy. It is divine. Sperm contains the genetics. They don't do DNA tests to find out who the mother is. They do it to find out who the father is. The dominant gene is from the father. Whether you are male or female, from the man's side, that's the dominant gene. That's the soul. Your father gave you the soul. When it says God breathed life, well, that's the life he's talking about. Sperm is life. When the man is having sex with your mother, when a man is having sex with a woman, and he ejaculates, he comes, he exhales, that's breathing. He's breathing life into that vagina so that the egg can be fertilized. That's the purpose of the process. That's why I am here. That's why we all are here, because of the sperm. The egg is useless without the sperm. Useless. That's why you get your menstrual cycle. I'm talking to women. I'm talking to women. I'm talking to so-called daughters. Females. I don't give a darn as to who tells you what you want to hear. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not here to sweet talk you. babysit you. I'm not here for that. I don't give a shit if you're upset or angry. You can call the director tomorrow. I don't give a shit. What I'm saying is, you have to stop treating the men like that. The most important being in this society is not the woman. It is the man. The most important being in this society is not the woman, it is the man. And until we come to that position where we can effect that understanding, you will continue talk the shit you're talking. Mine abwa man van nou do. Ik wil geen man. Ik wil alleen blijven. You can do everything yourself. No, you can't. So you treat your father like he's nothing. He's unimportant. You are unimportant. You are unimportant. So you need to understand that. It is not him, but you. So this whole universe does not revolve around you. He is your God. He is Lord and Master over your life. Your father is not the man you're screwing, not the man you're sleeping with every night and having sex with you. Because when you get pregnant, it will be for that man. And the offspring will have to honor him. So when you treat the man who created you like trash, how can you raise children that would be respectful and loving to the man that you have right now? You are useless to your own father. That's exactly what your children will do to their father. So you need to come to the position where you understand that the most important individual in your life is not your mother, it's your father. Especially if you claim to be a Christian, a follower of Jesus, a lover of God, especially if you claim to be somebody who follows religion. More so, you are expected to honor your father, whether he is there or not. He comes first. Not the man you are screwing, not your boyfriend or husband, but the man who created you. God didn't create you. All that bullshit about, yeah, God created me, you ungrateful thing. I hate that expression with a passion. I hate that expression with a passion. When I hear people say, God created me, God used my father to create me, that nonsense. Who the heck you think your God was that created you? You think he molded you like according to the Bible he did with Adam, the first male? No, he didn't. As a matter of fact, God did not create the woman. No, he didn't. That source, according to the Bible you read, did not create the woman. Because God created the female human with the help of the male. You understand? God created the female with the help of the male, so that that female can in turn serve the male. Because to help someone is to serve them. That's the whole purpose. That's why the female was created, to serve the male. And it was the male who, by virtue of his ability to add towards the process of recreation or procreation, falls into the category of being a man. And that man is who made the woman possible. Without a man, you are just a female. You're not a woman, just a female without the man. It is the man who makes it possible for you to be a woman. It's a man. And how does he do that? By getting you pregnant. That's the definition of being a woman, being pregnant. And after that, the process makes it possible for you to become a mother. Mother. Maternal. But it all starts from a man. God, for the gender of he, created the gender he, male. God, a man, created a man who then, two men, one heavenly, one earthly, came together and created a female. Then one man made that female a woman. That's the process. So God didn't create a woman. He created a female because of a man. So when did this all change? To the position where the man becomes unimportant and the woman becomes the goddess. All attention is towards her. He's unimportant. When did it come to that? Recently. During the 1900s, that's when it changed. Because a group of women decided that, hey, we need attention too. We want to be equal. We want to be in the same playing platform. And these group of women influenced other women, and they used the one thing they were created for, the vagina, to manipulate men to give them what they want. And what is that? Pass laws to protect women's rights. Men don't have rights. Just women. So throughout this century, the war has been against males and men. Fueled by our women. So when you have these occasions, nobody gives a shit about the man. And we men, we are raised to be tough. You know, don't be so sensitive, man. You know how women are. They're selfish. They never have money to invest in a man. It's your birthday as a man, but you have to give them money to buy you a gift on your birthday because they're always broke. Oh yeah, well, you know, your daughters are your princesses, and it continues all the time. So that man has no alternative, no outlet, no way in which he can console himself than to embrace the reality that his only job is to provide for these ungrateful creatures that came as a result of him not pulling out when he was having sex. He now has to deal with the consequences. And it goes even further. These same ungrateful women, daughters, don't stop there. They embarrass this man on social media by the things they do. Posting pictures with their pussy out. Posting pictures with their boobs out. Whining away on other men. Kissing other men on social media, on TikTok. And their fathers have to see that shit. Their mothers are commenting, "Oh, my baby girl has grown up." Their mothers are encouraging that behavior. They can't hug their fathers. They can't give their fathers a kiss. No, they can't do that. Daughters are not supposed to kiss their fathers, are not supposed to hug their fathers. But these women are walking into the clubs, walking on the road, running up to these so-called dumb artists. They call themselves singers, artists, social media influencers, and they're giving it up to these men for nothing and sharing it on social media, and their fathers have to see that. That's his investment. That was the reason why he kept his penis in during sex, to create that embarrassment. And even on Father's Day, those ungrateful daughters can't even call the man. They just post some old picture, make a comment, and that's it. Well, I tell you this, I don't like it. I'm a man, I don't like it. I hate that. Men don't want to say it, but I'll say it for men. I'm going to say this for men. If you're listening, you better listen carefully. A lot of men regret having daughters. A lot of men regret having daughters. They wish they had only sons. A lot of men regret having daughters. Especially what they see you women are doing these days. They regret it. If there was only way they could tell from the sperm, okay, I'm about to ejaculate now, I think I'm going to come, I feel it, I wonder what's going to come, boy or a girl. If it's a girl, then hey, wait, I'm going to pull out. If it's a boy, yes, you can go. If only that was possible. And why this is happening is because the mothers who are raising these daughters are poisoning their minds against the father. Poisoning their minds. So these daughters think daddy is nothing. I don't have to listen to him. He didn't take care of me. Listen. Listen. Even if he did not take care of you, you have to get one thing clear. You have to get one thing clear. He didn't pull out. He did not pull out his penis and come on your mother's boobs. He didn't do that. He came in the vagina so that you, ungrateful little thing, could be here. That's the important thing. Not how much he spent on you. The fact that he did not pull out. So Jesus is not your God. Whoever religious figure you bow to is not your God. They didn't create you. They did not have sex with your mother to get you. Your father did. He had sex with your mother to make you. He is your God. I've been saying this forever. He is. And until you understand that, you might jump from one man to the next and will never have a blessed, successful relationship because you are ungrateful to your own father. How the hell can you honor a man? Until you get that. I've said this forever. And then you have these women behaving a certain way and society saying they have daddy issues. Whose fault is that? If they have daddy issues, whose fault is that? Your mother, your mom, that same lady you worship. Oh my gosh, what can I do without mommy? Yeah, she's the one who made daddy left. She is the one. If she was good, he would be there. Men are loyal. The man never looks for the next best thing. Women always. Women are discontented, unsatisfied, and are always looking for more. Not men. Not men. Women are always unsettled. Every time something new comes out, oh my gosh, I wonder. They stray. Their eyes get busy. Their heart starts racing. They start fantasizing. They deserve more. And they put that man under pressure to give them more, as if they will die if they don't get it. When he can't offer more, they give him reasons to leave, or they just leave him for more. And then they tell, yeah, the father left your mother because of some other woman. Look, I'm the expert here. I'm the professor. I'm the doctor of love. I'm the psychiatrist and psychologist and everything. If I tell you something, believe me. Men don't leave women. We don't have the time for that. Because as men, we understand the pussy at home is better than the one on the street. You see, for us to deal with the stress at home, we need a distraction. So we go and we have some alcohol from another pussy. That's how we do it. But at the end of the day, we prefer the one at home. It's always sweeter. Those are the facts. So whenever the man leaves the one at home, physically, is not because he did it by choice. It's because it was withheld from him. It was used as a weapon to hold him at ransom, to manipulate him, just because she wanted more. So he didn't have a choice. He had to find uses for the sperm. Men don't like masturbating. Women do. Then they have an excuse not to want a penis. But men don't like it. The more a man masturbates, the more he wants a woman, the more sex he wants. The more a woman masturbates, the less dick she wants. This is why they say women should not masturbate. Because when they masturbate, they don't want a man. No, why? They don't want a man. Because by nature, women are selfish. When you serve the devil or you serve Satan, you're not generous. Everything is on condition. Okay, what am I getting in return? You sell everything. God is a God of giving. Generosity. This is why men are generous, because men serve God. I believe that women serve Satan. I believe that. Change your action. If you want to convince me that you don't serve the devil, change your actions. Show the man some respect and some honor. Serve him the right way. Not on condition that he has to do this, has to do that. And I mean, come on, man. Men are humans. Your father is a human. It's ridiculous. Year in, year out, you don't give a fuck. You don't give a shit. You don't care about him. But when it's your birthday, or you're getting married to some strange guy who never spent a cent on you, then you know daddy. Oh, daddy has money. He'll sponsor the wedding. Oh, daddy, this is my fiance. This is my this. But you never seek permission. You never seek permission from daddy to even start kissing another guy. You never did that. You did it on your own. Yeah, mommy gave you the encouragement. Oh, you know, she's now having feelings and leave her. She has a little boyfriend. Mommy. Always mommy. We have a case recently where mommy encouraged the girl who was already sexually active at 13 to sleep with these guys. Bring the money in. And as a result of that, mommy is not going to face jail time, nor would the girl face jail time. The poor guy would. She wanted sex as much as he did, but it cost him his freedom, his dignity, like so many other men. So many other men have their dignity compromised just because they do what is naturally embedded in humans to do. Fuck, have sex. They are now locked away because of laws that were pushed by women. Do research. It's there. Do research. You will find out when it started, how it started, and it gets here. And when you lock up half the men, when you lock away half the men, jail half the men, see where society goes. Then you see where society goes. Get rid of the men. Put them in prison because of their penis. You think women give a shit? Then it's easier. It is easier to sell gender identity agenda. The LBTG stuff, it's easier to sell it to women. Women would buy anything. They would would endorse anything because it's about emotions, appealing to the emotions. Get rid of the men. Then you can sell this agenda to the mothers. Yeah, expose the child at age 6 to sex education. Teach them how to trip and grind and mine or whatever it is from that age. Planned Parenthood, that's the agenda. But who will prevent it? Fathers. Who would be the biggest resistance to that? Fathers. Then we have to get rid of these men. The strength of society. Get rid of them. Lock them away. Frustrate them. Make it impossible for them to provide for their families. Make it impossible for them to even start a family. Make them unsellable. So women don't see them as potential mate for relationships. Step up the pressure. So they're considered losers. When you get them out of the way, you support single parents who are the females. Don't worry. We'll help you raise the child. Listen to us. The agenda now gets a free passage because the man is out of the picture. That's what it is. That's where it's going. Get rid of the resistance. Silence the resistance. That's where it is going. Because the man is not important. We don't care about daddy. You would only understand how difficult this is when you become a father. Then you'll understand how difficult this is. The mothers are selling the fathers out. The mothers are destroying the relationships between the father and his children. They aren't your children. You are just a vessel, the carrier, the incubator. It's the man. They're his. But you take ownership because society sided with you. Sided with you. The laws empowered you. Can you imagine that? You as a man have to seek permission to access your own children. Permission to access your own children. Well, again, if you had pulled out, they wouldn't be there. She wouldn't be a mother. Now you are unimportant. And what is even depressing is that you have other men in government, politicians, who are sitting on their asses and are joining with this movement to pressure men further. Other men, just because they are hungry for more pussy, they're pressuring the system to pressure men more. When they themselves were victims themselves, they're forgetting their men, their fathers. They're forgetting that. Just because they want to look cool to women. This is why I can't get in politics. And I would not support politicians because they're hypocrites. They're hypocrites. If I was a politician, if I decide to get into politics, I will change the law. I will. Let's grow up. Let's Let's get to the place where we understand that men are important in society. And until we can treat our men with respect and honor, how do you expect to bring out the best in a man when it comes to being a father? You can't treat him like shit and expect him to stick around. You only know him when it's a special day. You need something, then you know him. Doesn't work like that. We gotta stop that. These issues are close to home for me for many reasons. For many reasons, they're close to home. Because for a long time, for a very long time, I've dealt with these issues. You see, in one culture, in one country, you have a man can marry because of tradition a female age 12, 13, 14 in the same society. He can marry. He can take that female as his wife and start a family. And then on the next hand, if a man decides to getting a relationship, sexual relationship, with that same age group, he goes to jail. Same society. Why the double standard? You know, it's like you're jailing a man because you find him with a spliff, a joint, yes, a joint. But then in that society, a doctor can prescribe marijuana to treat an illness. And it's okay. He has a prescription. So he wouldn't face jail time. But if he's caught with it, without a prescription, he goes to jail. It's the same thing. You need to get permission to what's natural. If permission is not granted from you, it's considered breaking the law. Whose law? God's law? Because there's nothing in any religion that says a man cannot marry a female that age. No part of no religion that says that. So God didn't say that. Who then said that? Man did. When did man say that? Well, do your research. You'll see when. And it's not universal. It's limited to certain Western so-called civilization. But yet in the hierarchy, the laws don't apply to those guys. The rich ones, you know. The ones in high positions. They can sleep with whoever they choose. And get them pregnant. Nobody cares. But if you're broke, you can't take care of the whole family, then the cops come and get you. But if you're rich, you have money, they are happy to trade their daughters off to you. Happy to do it. Because it's normal. That's when you have money. Again, the war is against our men. No matter how you twist it, from whatever angle you wish to see it, the man remains the guilty one, the culprit, But the day is coming very soon. And it may very well have a lot to do with the next election as to who will win. That may determine how fast that new system of gender identity, of LGBTQ sex education in primary schools to college is implemented. It depends on who wins. Which government will be easily bought. Get rid of the men and you have the home. Get rid of the male candidates, male presidents, put a female president, and you have the country. All the agenda will have a smooth flow because women are in charge and women are more flexible. Women can be easily bought and negotiated with. You play with their emotions, tell them what they want to hear, find out what their price is, and they just go with the flow. It is a fact, a matter of fact. You want to prove me wrong? Wait till the next 2 years and see what happens. Look around the world. Canada, Europe, some parts of Africa. It has already happened. Thanks to a lot of women in power. The agenda is passed. Phase the men out, phase the fathers out, phase the husbands out, and we don't have a problem. You take the children over from age 6, tell them that their bodies belong to them, they can identify however they feel and start their experiment sexually whenever they feel. And you don't have the opposition of the man because he's out of the picture. He plays no role. You don't have to worry about him. The process started a long time ago when we pay no emphasis to when the man has a birth anniversary. Nobody gives a shit. You don't think men talk about these things? We do. They do. Not to you women. Men talk to other men. And we understand because we are all victims of that lack of attention, lack of love. We're all victims of it. So men talk about how their families treat them. We talk to each other. I'm saying it now. I had other things on my agenda, but I just felt that I need to stress a little bit more on this. Because men talk. They talk to me. They talk to other men. So I'm echoing what men have been saying. I talked with a lot of men today. Every one of them. Some laughed at it. Say, women are, nobody gives a shit about fathers or birthday. I said, no, we have to stop that. We have to stop seeing it as a norm. We have to stop convincing ourselves that this is how women and girls are. Expect nothing from them. Just keep giving. We have to stop that. And do unto them as they do unto us. They don't give a shit, we should not give a shit. They don't acknowledge Father's Day, don't acknowledge Mother's Day. They don't acknowledge you on your birth anniversary, don't acknowledge them on their birth anniversary. I'm talking your children and your wives or whoever it is. Treat them the same way they treat you. And see if they wouldn't learn. See if they would not stop taking you for granted. They don't show you love, don't show them love. Because at the end of the day, they will run off with another man. Your wife will, your daughters will, eventually. In the meantime, utilize the moment you have. They don't show you love, don't show them love. I create you. You did not create me. So if I create you and you cannot serve me as your God, then I'm not going to serve you as my creation. It's as simple as that. Who do you listen to? Your mother or your father? You listen to mommy? Okay, then fine. Stick that way. Forget daddy exists. Don't just come when you have a need. Don't just call when you need something. If you don't think of him 24/7, don't think about him at all. He did not leave you. He left your ungrateful mother. Your cheating, lying, deceitful mother. That's who he left, not you. And your Bible said, it is better to live on the rooftop than in a house with a nagging woman. That's what your Bible says. God is saying. He understands the stress a man must experience. So he's telling the man, it's better you go on the rooftop and stay there than in the house with a nagging woman. You know what nagging is? Look it up. Nagging. Look it up. You'll see the meaning. And then think of how your mother treats your father. That's nagging. So God is telling him, get out, get up. When she calms down, but how many times can he climb to the rooftop? How many times? When a man works, he's exhausted, comes home, he wants some peace, tranquility, some love. What he gets? Nagging, stress, nagging, stress. This is wrong, that is wrong. Complaining, she wants this, she wants that. I'm dissatisfied, I'm hurt, I'm this, I'm all kinds of shit. The hell that she creates for that man. You think with his tired self he has the energy to climb on the roof? He would do what is easy. Climb down the stairs, leave the yard, go chill at the neighbors. Then the other woman asked him, what's wrong? He said, man, the wife is stressing. She knows exactly what he's talking about. And she tells him, don't worry. Did you eat? No, let me prepare something for you. And he sees warmth there. Then after that, he finds a reason to go to the neighbor. Before you know it, she's giving him sexual release. And the nagging mother didn't get the message. When the man is gone, the daughter takes the side of the mother, blames the father. But she did not see the bitch the mother was to the father. No, she didn't see that. Mommy's always right. No, the man is penalized. The man is penalized. I know. I'm a man. I understand what men are facing. All the accusations, the trauma. I understand. As a man, that's why I'm talking this way. I listen to men. I have my own experience as a man. If it's up to the system, they would lock every man away. If it's up to the system. But we will all regret pretty soon. Every one of us will regret pretty soon. I can guarantee you that. You know, when the whole COVID hoax was there, again we were blaming men, resisting. Women were going with the flow. Look today. The whole world has regretted. We should have listened to the men. The whole world. Well, another wave is coming. And that is the gender wave. Gender identity, that's coming. And with the men out of the picture, you have no need for families. You have no need for mainstream relationships. Because then people will be free to identify however they choose and be backed and protected by the Constitution. That's coming very soon. And men would have no voice. Like now, men don't have a voice. We can't comment. We can't make any remarks as to the things our children do, especially female children. We have no say. It will get worse when that time comes, which is very soon. There won't be need for relationships the way we know it. There wouldn't be a need for that because nobody stood up to defend the virtue of the role of a man. It cannot be replicated by that of a woman. A woman cannot fulfill or occupy the office that were designed for men. A woman cannot be a president, should not be a president, or any leader over men. It is a ridiculous idea. Absolutely ridiculous idea. But if you jail the men because of sex, consensual, if you jail the men for stupid things and they're locked away and the men are committed suicide, they're dying out, then the numbers of men that are there now would be decreasing while the population of women continues to increase. So when it comes to voting, the majority of voters will be females. And where the heck you think they'll put their votes? On anything that sounds good in their ears. I feel good about what she is saying, so I'll vote for her. And if their candidate is elected, that candidate has to deliver to her constituents. And when these laws are passed in favor of our women, who do you think they take to enforce These laws. Who do you think? Men. They pass laws against men and get men to enforce these laws on men. It's like what they do in South Africa, what they do in the United States. Pass laws against black people and then get black people to enforce the law on black people. The same thing. Men continue to betray men for the empowerment of women. Now, mind you, I am saying what I'm saying because I want to restore the honor the society must return towards men. The world was a better place when men were in charge. You think men are in charge now? No, we're not. It may seem that we are, we're not. All the great men in modern times, who are the downfall? Who contributed towards their demise? Women. Women influence their destruction. That was executed by other men. Recent. They may think they're doing a good. But when you have less men in society, society is easier to control, to overpower. Get rid of the men. They're the resistance. You get rid of the men, then you can control the children and the young boys. When the fathers are out of the picture, you have control over the family. Then you can engineer them the way you want. Because mommy always go with the flow. The resistance is daddy. He is the blockage. He is the one that says no to the short skirts. He's the one who says no to the late nights. He's the one who says no to the smartphones and staying up late at night. He's the one who says no to friends. He's the one who says no to early pregnancy. He says no. Mommy compromises. She falls asleep early, and the 9-year-old or 8-year-old is lost away on the telephone, going through the internet, enjoying the porn, because daddy was put aside. He is not cool. He don't allow me to do what I want. Mommy does. Daddy would not stop at KFC and McDonald's and spend money every weekend or every other day on junk food. Daddy would not invest in all these brands that has nothing to do with education or learning. Daddy would not encourage that kind of lifestyle. So they prefer mommy stays single. And she can bring around a boyfriend every now and then. Because the boyfriend who needs some pussy is going to support whatever mommy says. And if mommy says the kids need this or needs that, yeah, the boyfriend would give some money because he needs some sex until he gets tired, and then he moves on. Then another one comes. They don't give a shit. As long as daddy is not around to stop them, they don't care what mommy has to do to give them what they want. Because she herself has no clue as to what it means to be a man or a father. And all this crap they say, my mother was a father to me because my daddy was not around. Bullshit. Your mother can never be a father to you. Never. Nobody can. No stepdaddy, no sugar daddy, nobody can be a father to you but the man who made you. So all the stuff you're talking about there, mommy was a mother and father, you ungrateful thing. I call people like that thing. Ungrateful thing. Even if your father has left this plane, he is not alive. You still must honor him in spirit. You never replace him with another human. You never do that. He will remain master over you even in death. Regardless. You belong to him. You are your father's property. You belong to him. You may not carry his name. You think that's his fault? It's your mommy. You don't know who he is? Is that his fault? It's your mother. She knows she was pregnant. She knew who the daddy is, but she failed to tell him. She felt she don't need him. So she made a story up. He's not around. He's around. If he's not dead, he's around. And mommy knows exactly where he is. But she failed to tell him because she don't think. Because he may not need her, that he's good for you. So she pushed another man in your face. Regardless, he will never be father. Never. So a lot of you men who are listening right now, you're hanging around stepkids, they ain't yours. They will never be yours. Ever. Get in a fight with the mother, you'll see. Do something she don't want you to do. You'll see. Look at that daughter a little funny. Tell her she's sexy. You'll see how much they are yours. But when you create them, when you inject your sperm, and they were birthed as a result of your sperm, it doesn't matter what the mother says. It matters not. Her opinion doesn't matter. You will always be Lord and Master over your kids. They're yours. They belong to you, not her. All this bullshit talk about my kids and my kids and my kids. Yeah, they have the law to give them that. Okay, whatever. We're responsible for that. We made the law how it is. A lot of these dumbass men who call themselves politicians who support these kinds of laws, and now it's used against them. But in the eyes of God, the children are the inheritance for the man, not the woman. But men need votes. Politicians need female votes. So they do what their constituents and future potential voters expect. Look at your history. When women were not allowed to vote, you think we had these problems? There were times when women were not allowed to vote. They could not vote. in many countries. These problems didn't exist. It's when they start voting, then you have to deliver. Equal rights, affirmative actions, or whatever they call it. This is where we are today, where men are being jailed for sex. And the question I ask myself is, when you go into your daughter's bedroom and you find a dildo, you find condoms, do you call the cops? No, you don't. You say, well, she's experimenting. She's destroying herself, her vagina, with dildos and all these hairbrush and all these things that they're pushing up in their vagina. You don't call the cops. You yourself as a mother, you're not facing any legal challenges because of that. They're not saying it's parental neglect. It's okay. Teenagers experiment. But if she has sex with another man, you want to jail him. That's a real penis. But when she's messing around with a fake one that she stole from your bedroom, you're not placed into trouble. Nobody knows. Penetration is penetration. But when it's done by way of a real responsible man who can potentially take her as a bride, start a family, you want to lock him away. But it's okay for her to destroy her vagina for the period of whatever period. So when she's a grown, in your idea, grown woman, she already has a messed up vagina. She cannot feel the sensation of a real penis. It's difficult for her to reach orgasm because the vagina has now adapted to the wood, the steel, the rubber that she has been inserting in herself for years. Now she has a real man. It's useless. She has to fake it. He can't enjoy it. She ended up being a lesbian. And that's normal. We don't think, right, do we? We just go with the flow. We go with the flow because it is what's expected in mainstream societies. Because you get rid of the man, you get rid of the father, because you are jealous of the bond the father has with the daughters. You're jealous of that. They're too close. So you get rid of him. What you hope to replace him with? And this is supposed to be normal. This is what we embrace. We embrace the fact that what I saw the other day in the city, a mother, I think the child was about 5, 6 years, with weave, falls here, fake stuff in her head. 6-year-old child. If you see how she was dressed, sexualized, walking down the Magdan Strata, in the stand with her mother. No man around, mommy and daughter. The attire the child was wearing, with fake hair on her head. 6 years old girl child with fake hair, makeup, wearing sexualized clothing. Sexualized mean you're looking for attention. The way a lot of these women walk around the city these days, they only cover a piece of their vagina and their boobs. Everything else is out. That's how the child was parading with her mother. Where is society's outcry for that? Where is the criticism? And they take pictures. You browse social media, go on TikTok. You will see how many. You will see how many. I mean, it's disgusting. It's ridiculous, man. It was like, wow. And these are the people talking about moral standards. These are the people who are talking about God and Jesus and being a queen and a princess. These lowlifes, these miscreants, imbeciles for women. They're the ones who pump us and talking about how high their standards are, and they're sexualizing these little girls in the city, parading them on social media for the whole world to see. Same women. So when you program that child from that age, wearing wigs or fake hair, what do they call it, braids, flector, something like that, makeup, making her body accustomed to wearing less clothing. What do you think happens when she's 7, 8, 9 years old? Wearing covered clothing would become uncomfortable for her. She may only force herself to wear that to go to school. And from the time she gets out of school, it's off because she's uncomfortable. She can't cover herself. Because all her life, her mother programmed her to believe or to feel the less clothes you wear, the more sexy you are. When you wear weaves and wigs and makeup and all these things, you are beautiful. That's the indoctrination that she got from her mother. So when she's that age, how can you reverse that? You can't. You can't reverse it. And then they go and they get attention from men who understand what they're looking at. Boys don't understand that. Men do. They're sexualized early, so they want attention. Mothers, why can't we hold the mothers responsible? Why, when a mother is walking down the street with her daughters like that, why can't she be arrested and given a ticket for indecency, indecent exposure of a child? Why can that happen? It's normal. Why can it be done on social media? Why is it not against the community standards of TikTok and Facebook? When women are posting their girl children whining to music and grabbing on their vagina area, and why isn't it against community standards? No, it's allowed to go through. On Facebook, it's allowed to go through. Fathers are not doing it. Mothers are posting these videos. Mothers are posting these pictures. Not fathers, not men. Look at all the posts. They are not from accounts where men are the holders. Women are doing this with their daughters and themselves. These hypocrites. And you want the man to stay around these women. You want daddy to stay there when this is what he has to deal with. So when he leaves, because his word is not taken serious, you hold a grudge. You hold a grudge against him because he refuses to stay with that bitch of a mother that you have. He's the bad guy. You make all kinds of accusations over him because you love mommy. I want to repeat what I've said. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. Whether you're a female president or you're a female politician, I don't give a shit. You will never, ever be more important or greater than a man. Ever. I would not vote for a woman. I would not vote for a woman. I would not support any female candidate. Ever. Because I'm a real man. I'm a spiritual man. I honor divinity. I understand the roles of humanity. And if I'm saying that I'm a follower of God, or a man of God, or I practice spiritualism, I can never support a woman in power. It's against everything I stand for. Everything. I can never support a woman in power. I can never do it. If I'm working for a company and there were a male director or CEO, and for some reason they remove that man and put a woman, I will quit. You understand? That's how serious I am. I will quit that company. Because no woman is going to be above me. Ever. I'm okay with the better man doing the job. I'm not the best. There are men who are capable of doing things that I can't do. I'm the best at what I do. But in a general sense, I can succumb to a male superior boss, but never a female. Because if I do, I am subscribing towards the further demise of society. We have to restore the man to his rightful place. From the home to the society. His place in the home is fucked up. We have to restore that. Respect has to return to the man. If he cannot govern the home, he's not honored there, he's useless in society. We will never compromise and should never compromise when it comes to role playing. The man is the head of the home and the head of society. That should be uncompromising. It should be standard. All these ridiculous things about female pastors, female prophets, female this, female that, it's all nonsense. All nonsense. The woman was created to serve the man. If God did not create the man, the woman, the female would not have been possible. She would not have been possible. She is an extension of him to incubate his offspring. That's the only function. Not to rule with him or over him, but to be subjected under him, not besides, under. Follow, support, be like the foundation. But we keep compromising because as men we are horny. We need a constant supply of vagina. So we got to say the things they want to hear. Otherwise, we would not get the cookie. Or so you think. We will always get the cookie because we have the money. Yes. We have the money, so we will always get the cookie. If that's what you're worried about, then you don't need to worry about it. We have the money. Women don't have money, we have the money. So we will always get sex. We will always have sex. If not from one, from the other one. Because we have the paisa, the money. But I'm going to repeat this. We need to restore our men to their rightful place. You want society to be saved? Save the men. Save the men. Stop jailing men because of pussy. Stop siding with the women. Otherwise, our society would have no man to build it. And imagine if we have a world where women are rulers. You think you see war now? Wait until that's possible. You think Suriname is difficult? You think times are hard now? Put a woman president there. You will see what hardship is. Put a female president. You think it's difficult now? Don't take my word for it. Put a woman president. You'll understand. I don't sell fear. I sell reality. There's only one way to know. You want to take that chance? Go ahead. But I'll caution you. Have a plan B. When you do. But in the meantime, honor thy father, so that your days will be long on this earth. Fathers alone can bless. Mothers can't. I mean, for heaven's sake, why the heck don't these churches tell people the truth? Why don't these churches stop pussyfooting around and start preaching facts? Start telling people the truth. Stop playing on the emotions of women because you need members. The donations they are bringing to you in the churches is not their money, it's the man's money. So stop feeding into feminism and speak the truth to your members. Women, mothers cannot bless their children. Only fathers can. And with that, I'll say, great things. Until next time.